What up, gamers?
No, shit, I missed my thing. Fuck!
I hate it when that happens.
Cut!
Welcome to Get Wrecked, a podcast brought to you by Rectify Gaming. It's about video games. It's about all the items that you can fit in your backpack.
Which, if you're Mary Poppins, is a lot of things. Just like a distressing number of things.
I treat my backpack as if I am an RPG hero. I just shove as much shit in there as I possibly can.
But then when there's 120 things, that's it.
Yep.
The 121st thing does not go in.
Do you think that Mary Poppins' bag operates like a bag of holding? Like, what would happen if she turned her bag inside out?
What would happen if you put her head in?
Yeah, what happens if you were to like stuff maybe a Dickensian era London child in there? Where would they go?
What happens if I put another bag in there?
We can only wonder.
Right.
What if you put the briefcase from Magical Creatures and Where to Find Them inside Mary Poppins' bag of holding?
Oh, man. You mean Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Gumbo Guy?
That's the one.
Oh, man,
that's the
I
one.
hate Gumbo Guy.
Oh,
My
man.
least favorite. But yeah, welcome to the show. I'm Evan.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Garrett.
And I would like to offer my deepest condolences to Nick Bills. He's a big Heroes of the Storm fan, and we're going to talk about this probably next week, but I'm so sorry to hear about the passing of Heroes of the Storm.
I appreciate it. Obviously, I'm not suffering the most, but I care the most about my own suffering. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was a really surprising move.
So, for those of you who hadn't heard, Blizzard is defunding the competitive side of Heroes of the Storm and really yanking the...
Yeah, they're taking, which they've obviously moving developers off a game does not mean that the game is dead. They've said that it's going to be more than a skeleton crew, but defunding all of the esports without warning anyone is really...
It's a corpse crew, then.
It's like a fleshed crew, right? But still undead, for sure, definitely.
Yeah.
It's like Pirates of the Caribbean. That's only skeleton in the moonlight.
I see. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's like
Jeffrey
Rush.
It's Jeffrey Rush, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So I wanted to say that. But I also wanted to offer my deepest condolences to Fortnite.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're getting sold by 1 million people, including the three of us.
I think you mean they're being sued, but not sold.
Sued but not sold.
They are getting soloed.
Yes.
They're not being, so they're actually being sued by a lot of people.
A Star Wars story. Well, what are you guys suing Fortnite for? Garrett, you're suing Fortnite, yes?
Yeah, I figured I'd get in on this cash cow that is suing Fortnite. I'm suing them for damages.
For damages?
for damages.
Yeah. Do you want to
Stemming from what?
Fortnite slept with my wife.
Oh, is Fortnite Todd Howard?
Fortnite, in like its human form,
it came
looks
to
alarmingly like Todd Howard. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. But I think it sounds like you have a good case.
Yeah,
Nick, what are you suing Fortnite for?
I am actually suing Fortnite because I think it's stealing my usage of the color green.
Okay.
And I feel like it's doing it without my consent. Yeah.
I have. You know what? Come to think of it, I have seen you wearing green before.
Yeah. Thank you. Way before Fortnite was a thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and say, you know what? They're obviously welcome. Just a small, like a nominal licensing fee, and all this can go away.
Yeah.
Just a small. They won't even notice.
Also, if you guys could stop fucking my wife, that'd be great.
Yeah. Okay, but like let's talk about
like
the
nominal
green.
fee or like never again. Nominal fee, never again.
I mean, like pay me once and then we'll see where it goes from there.
Okay. What about you, Evan? What are you suing Fortnite for?
I'm suing Fortnite just because I didn't want to get left out.
Just to fit in.
Everyone else is doing it. Like, you know the old saying, if all your friends are suing Fortnite, you'd sue Fortnite.
You sue Fortnite, yeah.
Oh, dude, we're going to jump off a bridge afterwards. You're going to love it.
For those of you guys don't know, which is like the third time I've said that this episode.
It's just a lot going on this week.
A lot of going on.
That's our target demo. For those of you that don't know.
Those of you who don't know.
If you don't know, now you know. Fortnite is getting the crap suit out of it by a bunch of people who are claiming that they stole their dance moves. Probably the most notable.
Which is so funny to say out loud.
They're stealing the dance moves.
You guys stole my dance moves.
Right. So the backpack kid is doing it.
Yeah.
Who I think his is dumb.
Evan, who's the backpack kid?
He's the kid who invented flossing.
Okay.
That's what the teens tell me.
Yeah.
I don't know. They won't tell me what flossing is.
He did it on. I think it was SNL because he was like performing with Katy Perry, and that's the first time I remember seeing the floss.
Oh.
Yeah, he's like a dancer. And that's the first time I remember seeing. I don't know if y'all remember flossing before that.
I gotta catch up with the teens.
Hang on. I got the teens on the phone right now.
And go ahead, teens.
Go ahead, teens. You are on the line.
Go ahead, caller.
Don't be shy.
Come on, teens. We are listening.
And they're all on Instagram.
Okay.
Damn it.
Damn those teens. Those wily teens.
I hate it. I hate
our
the
rival.
teens.
God, the teens hate us.
They do.
God, I just stepped out of my car and a teen called me a mean name, and I don't care for it.
I'm sorry, man.
But what the deal is Carlton is probably the most infamous one.
Carlton Banks
from the Fresh Prince.
Bankes.
Right.
No E.
So everyone knows the Carlton dance. I think it's probably the most iconic thing to come for Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
And he invented that dance on the set of Fresh Prince. It's kind of been his it's been his trademark since he invented it, right?
Yeah.
Like it's the staple of like kind of lame dancing. And they put it in the game, and they are now selling it. Now I think
the suit stems from selling the dance,
right?
Yeah,
so they're selling the dance, and then
they're making money off of. I for the life of me, I can never remember the actor's name. It's like Alfonso something.
Riviera.
That's the one,
I believe.
And it's his creative property.
Yes. Yeah, it's his creative property.
And they're making money off of it.
Wait a minute, can I sue Mass Effect?
Why?
Because Commander Shepard does that not a dance when you go in, you dance, and he just sort of like doesn't move very much. I've done that. Do I have a case against Mass Effect is my question, because people obviously bought it for the dance.
Right, of course.
And I'd like a slice of that cheddar.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say yes.
Come to think of it, I dance like easy mode DDR. Do I have a case here?
I wonder.
All right, well.
Oh shit. Okay, so he is also suing NBA 2K.
Whoa, are they?
Because they also feature the Carlton dance.
Right. So I think the argument here is that because it sounds odd, right, to copyright a dance move, but when dance moves were when dancing was invented, like 20 years ago, when they invented dancing.
Yeah, that was Reginald dancing.
Yes. In the 90s, it wasn't even conceivable to be like, well, we could just box this up, repackage digitally, and find a way to like sell it.
Right.
But now there is.
Yeah.
And obviously you were telling me the name of the dance move was like Fresh.
Yes, I'm looking at it right now. In the game, the dance is called Fresh. They are directly linking it to the Fresh Prince. Like they're not even being subtle about that.
Right, and I'm a fan of Fortnite, so this isn't me coming after Fortnite super hard or anything. But I do think that he maybe does have a case.
Yeah.
Just because copyright law and stuff.
I know.
Yeah, I wonder. Like when you do a dance, does it become yours? Or like how do you establish ownership of a dance?
See, like if you just like wiggle your arms back and forth and you're like, that's called
I'm doing the Evan.
Yeah. Okay, Garrett, let's watch it. All right.
I'm doing the Evan.
Will you stop that?
I can't.
Evan's gonna sue you.
I'm gonna sue you good.
He's gonna come at you, man.
Oh, just you wait. My lawyer friend who owes me a favor, who owes me a pizza.
2 Milli is also suing him for stealing the Milli Rock.
Same thing.
Yeah.
So dancing's kind of weird. I think
you could just put a period at the end of that sentence. Dancing is kind of weird.
Yeah. What do you do? What's up with that? I think that these guys have a case. But
I do too.
But a trademarking movement. You know?
Like if they put the Thriller dance in there, would the estate of Michael Jackson sue that?
Possibly.
100%. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think Michael Jackson specifically, because my understanding is that the estate of Michael Jackson kind of sucks.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Really?
My understanding. I could be wrong, but
you've been wrong before.
I've heard that. When? Name one time.
Okay, hang on. How long do I have to just sit and think, and we'll have dead air on the podcast?
I'm gonna say 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
So
20 minutes of Garrett.
25 minutes if you're close at the end of time.
Yeah. So go ahead if you're listening. Go ahead and speed this up 20 minutes.
I'll sing the Jeopardy song really slow, so that when you play it fast, it'll be at normal speed.
Smart, thinking ahead.
Yeah.
He's got the listeners in mind. Garrett.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give it to Fortnite in this case, just because those dances, are. The names and stuff are inherent, or not Fortnite, the other people, because the dances are very, very connected to their image.
Fortnite versus the people.
Yeah, the fresh people.
But it got me thinking. There are lots of other times that games have shown up in court.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like we had that couple that is getting sued by Nintendo for running an emulator site, which I think is total BS.
Yeah.
Because Nintendo hasn't made a lot of those games readily available.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's common. I'd be interested to know, because it feels like there are games that I would buy if I could, but I can't, so I emulate them.
Right, exactly. Absolutely.
Yeah, but you've provided no avenue for me to provide you dollars for your game.
Where on a modern console can I get Donkey Kong 64? Where is there an easy way for me to play Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've got 2 copies of DK64 if you want to borrow one of them.
I think I have them, actually.
You do have them.
Wait, you have both of Garrett's copies of Donkey Kong?
There's a big cardboard box that has video games written on it. It's got, like, I think at least one of my N64s in there, a bunch of controllers.
It has 3 collections of N64 games in that. Mine are in there, a friend of ours, and Garrett's N64 games are all in this box.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking we're just going to draft out the games.
Yeah.
We'll just get them together and be like,
I think I also had like 2 or 3 copies of the original Smash.
You had 2 copies, and I had 2 copies.
Yep.
So now there are 4 copies of Smash Bros. That exist in that box.
And when you leave them alone, they propagate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
there's got to be at least like 16 copies of Smash in there now.
They're like rabbits.
Yeah.
Rabbits.
It's adorable. Mine are in 2 lunchboxes on my shelf. No kidding. One's a matte black lunchbox just full of 64 games, and the other one has the adorable Pog monster on it, also full of 64 cartridges.
The Pog monster.
Yeah, he's like some sort of orange...
Like Pogs?
Like Pogs.
Yeah.
Alf is back in Pog form.
Is he? Yeah, it's kind of what he looks like.
All right, so I thought we could be judge, jury, and executioner on some of these older court cases. What do you guys think?
Man.
Naturally.
Yeah.
All right, but I get to be the executioner.
Oh, Garrett, of course.
He's going to French fry everybody. I'm excited.
All right, so I'm not going to tell you guys the verdict.
Okay.
I'm making a gavel motion.
Nice.
Which looks suspiciously like something. Go ahead, if you're at home, make a gavel motion with your hand.
And just tell us what it looks like.
Just think to yourself. Garrett, that's pretty generous pantomime.
That is a big
All right.
gavel.
2009, EverQuest. All right, They found themselves in the middle of a huge legal battle when a blind gamer took them to court over what he considered to make the game accessible to everyone because he was blind, and there wasn't really a way that blind people could enjoy EverQuest.
You want to play it in Braille?
Yeah, I don't know, and I'm not saying that. I'm very, very much on the stance that we should make games more accessible.
We're not about to dunk on differently abled people for wanting to be able to play this game, you know? But also, there's got to be some point where it's just like, come on.
You shouldn't sue someone for not having done it, but we should encourage people to do it, I think.
Yeah.
I just, in a game like that, how do you make that accessible to a blind? Was he totally blind?
Well, so here's the other thing. He's visually impaired. He wasn't totally blind, is my understanding. And it said he's losing money because he was unable to take part in online auctions, is the other thing. Well, right. That's the other argument. So what do you guys think? EverQuest, is it their responsibility to make their game available for everyone or not?
I mean, it seems like to Garrett's point, people who do make their game accessible should be rewarded and recognized for figuring out creative ways. There's so much wrapped up in what we now have. Of course, now we have like the end user license agreement for anything that's a service. Chances are, I feel like they indemnified themselves from anything. So from a strictly like of the law, I don't know that they're under any obligation.
Yeah.
Basically, I would assume that they would say, well, don't buy and play our game.
Right. Think about all the games that you can't play if you're blind. You know?
Right.
That's like
Are you going to ask?
Basically every game.
It's a lot of games.
Are you going to sue all of those game companies?
Possibly.
Potentially.
Possibly. I mean, maybe. Depends how far this goes.
Yeah. I mean, I know that's not the best argument, but I'm
going to sue.
My argument here is, come on.
Come on.
No, I'm suing Xbox Live for not letting me play their Mountain Dew Dorito Crash Course obstacle course game.
While blindfolded.
Yeah.
All right, so next one. This is probably my favorite one. Pokemon.
Yes.
For those of you guys who don't know, the spoon-bending Pokemon, Abracadabra and Alakazam, were kind of based on Uri Geller, I think I'm pronouncing that right, who's a magician and spoonbender. Right?
Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
He's kind of the guy that did it.
Like in The Matrix.
Right.
There is no, but here's the thing. There is no spoon.
Oh, see, that's the thing. There's no spoon.
There's
So
no spoon.
your suit has no basis because there's no spoon.
Right, but so if this is the guy that invented psychic spoon bending, and these Pokemon are psychics and spoon benders, he was trying to sue Pokemon for $100 million in damages.
Well, here's the thing, because those characters actually are based on the song Spoon Man by I think,
Soundgarden.
Soundgarden?
Wait,
Yeah, that's Soundgarden.
Here's the other important part. In Japan, they don't call them Abracadabra or Alakazam, and one of them was called Ungeller, which right.
Oh,
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So he was suing them because he said they're using his likeness without his consent?
Correct. That
What
was
does he look like them? Does he look like the character? Does he look like an Abra?
So is this like dancing where because he bent spoons, that's his thing?
Hang on.
And so now if you bend spoons...
I'm about to Google search this cat. How do you spell his name?
Geller. Geller. Google this man. Does he look like Kadabra?
Geller. Okay.
Yeah, I would assume Kadabra or Alakazam, I guess. Abra is just like a floating guy who never opens his eyes. Supposedly, according to the Pokedex, he sleeps like 18 hours a day.
This dude looks like David Hasselhoff.
Let me see. What?
He looks like a gaunt David Hasselhoff.
I hate this guy. You know what? Just on the fact that this guy looks like a gaunt David Hasselhoff, I'm gonna. It's going to Pokemon.
You gotta give it to Pokemon.
Totally
So would you say though that he has a suit against maybe SpongeBob because they used David Hasselhoff? And
if anything, yeah, I think this guy should sue David Hasselhoff.
I just go straight for Hassel.
But okay, so if he's supposed to, I think he would be protected maybe under parody laws, right? This is like dumb Starbucks, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How about Second Life?
Oh boy.
Oh man.
Oh,
Okay,
boy.
so
My favorite game.
okay, so I'm looking at the sheet. This artist Richard Minsky started something called Slart.
Slart.
Yeah.
That
I'll
just sounds like
explain.
a delightful
It is
portmanteau.
not a combination of shit and fart, and also maybe laugh. I don't know where the L comes from. Get creative, folks at home. You tell us where the L comes from.
No, it's where you fart sludge.
Oh, right.
I'll tell you what. If you tweet me with what the L stands for, I'll hook you up with a little prize pack or something.
Yeah. We got some Echo
Hey,
Gear biz.
Can I
From one of our
tweet?
sponsors.
Can I tweet you right now?
No, you're not eligible. Maybe when you're listening to it, you
Fuck
can
this
tweet me.
show then.
Yeah, cool. I'll give it something from one of our sponsors.
This show sucks, dude.
This show super sucks.
I slarted myself.
So okay, so here's the deal. He made a digital art gallery where he could buy and sell online artwork.
Oh yeah, we got to tell the audience that Slart is Second Life art.
right. Yeah,
We can't just say the word over and over again and sound gross.
all
Without,
right. That
right.
is fair. So he filed for a real world trademark of the word slart, which
Okay.
I'm sure he was laughed about.
Yeah.
Which he chose after finding it hadn't been used anywhere else. I can't imagine why.
No, that tracks.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
So 2008, he got it trademarked. After requesting they change the name, getting a response, Minsky went to court for sum equal to $1,000 per day. So they used the name Slart.
Did he trademark it before they started using
Good
it?
question. I tossed that paper prematurely. Let's see. Later that month, came across some. Oh, okay. So it was someone else using it. It wasn't the.
It wasn't Second Life.
It was not Second Life. It was someone else
Gotcha.
using it. So he was like, "Hey, change it." He started suing them for $1,000 a day that they used it, basically for copyright infringement. Claimed the use of the name was completely legit. However, so the SL on their Slart probably did come from Second Life, and
Yeah.
Minsky had no claim on that name.
Damn.
Right.
Get fucked.
What do you guys think? Do you guys, I assume, agree with this? But
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, if he trademarked it ahead of time, does Second Life have any comment on that? Like, oh man, you guys are using our platform to create the art in the first place.
Well, so yeah, that's basically the argument against it. Is that was like, no, you can't copyright something that you like. Slart. That SL comes from Second Life, which you do not own.
Right.
Also, do you own any content that's made within the game, or does Second Life own that?
That's a good question, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know. Here's what I would be interested in doing. Why don't you sue him in Second Life? I bet it would hold up in the Second Life court.
Yeah, that's right. Because in the Second Life Court of Appeals, there's some friendly judges in there.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Guys,
you can get away with a lot.
I'm not proud to admit this, but I do currently have Second Life downloaded on my laptop.
yeah. What was the sentence you told me before we started the show?
It was a sentence. It's one of those sentences where it's like, I might be the first person that's ever said this out loud, ever.
Well, would you like to share it with the class?
Well, Evan, I'd love to. I was playing Second Life with your brother.
Oh no.
Yeah. And because we thought it'd be hilarious. We're big fans of Monster Factory and all of the McElroy family of products.
Oh yeah. I'm just a knockoff Justin McElroy.
Yeah.
It's true.
So they did a series on there where they played Second Life, and it was hilarious. And Brian is Evan's brother, we were like, hey, it'd be really funny if we just went on Second Life and kind of dicked around for a little bit.
Okay.
I very quickly realized that I I don't really know how to play Second Life, and I'm not very good at it. Like, I know there's not really a point to it. It's just like a chat room, but like even then, it's so clunky, and I just have no idea what I'm doing. Long story short, I accidentally fucked a furry. It wasn't on purpose.
So accidentally, you tripped and you fell over and
Whoops.
Oh,
Nick, more or less, yeah. It was more or less like that.
Was the furry okay with it? I guess, did you like high five afterwards? You just unplugged your Ethernet cable.
Yeah, I shut my laptop.
So it's still happening. Your avatar is still in.
You never got
Life.
off of it then.
Yeah, no, I chucked that laptop into a wood chipper.
Oh, that's not enough, dude. You gotta find like the fires of Mount Doom.
So server side though, it's still going on. You have to destroy the servers.
You have no idea what that other furry is doing.
No.
Oh,
no,
man.
there's no.
All right, we got enough time for one more before we move into our bonus round here.
Do it.
Do you guys want World of Warcraft or Mortal Kombat?
You got to give me that Mortal Kombat, baby.
All right, 1997, 13-year-old Noah Wilson was killed when he was stabbed in the chest with a kitchen knife.
Jesus Christ.
Holy crap.
I'm sorry. Did you guys want Mortal Kombat? Like,
I just didn't expect it to be so Mortal Kombat.
What do you guys think was gonna fucking happen? It's
I thought there was going to be more furry sex and less stabbing. Not for any reasonable reason, just because that's what
you
I
thought. It was going to be a nice segue? Not on this show, bucko.
Okay, no, that's fair. I did walk into that one.
1997, somebody was killed. His friend was identified as Yancy S. Later claimed was obsessed with Mortal Kombat. She ended up taking Midway Games to court, suing for damages. The case was ultimately dismissed. As it ruled, here's the interesting thing. It was ruled that games aren't products and therefore aren't subject to the same laws and liabilities that govern products, which is really interesting.
Games aren't products.
Are they services?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Or art, maybe?
Huh.
Oh, yeah.
Like movies, I guess. Or movies aren't products either, I would
So
assume.
here's the thing. Wilson's claims were built on the idea that Mortal Kombat used extremely sophisticated futuristic technologies that was intended to cause the user to believe and physically feel that he is actually participating in violent battles. The movement that killed her son, she argued, was identical to the finishing move of Cyrex, which is, hey, interesting. But also, picture someone saying that in court?
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like a...
Here, this might be a really messed up question for me to ask
Exhibit A,
you guys.
Cyrex.
But if you had to die from one of the Mortal Kombat fatalities, which one would you pick and why?
I think about getting my head ripped off and bringing my spine with it all the time.
Oh, the Sub-Zero Classic.
The Sub-Zero Classic.
That's a good one.
All the
That's
time.
a good one.
Yeah. How about you?
Oh, man. I think my favorite that I've ever seen... Well, obviously, who's the guy with the blade hat?
Oh,
Kung Lao.
Kung Lao.
Oh, yeah.
That one's always great.
That's just like when you get to heaven and be like, chopped off by Kung Lao.
Or any of the ones where...
Not heaven. Sorry, you're not going there, Buster.
The ones where Jax just like rips your arms off and then decapitates you with it. That's always good.
Yeah.
I'd probably go for... I'd actually, and unfortunately topical, I'd probably go for one of the robot ones. There's the one where Sector, I think it's Sector, just smashes you like in a car smasher.
Oh, that's a good one.
Like the thing like comes out of his chest cavity is the size of you and then just hydraulic slams you into...
I hate it when that happens.
And so, or smoke blows up the whole Earth. And that would be like like
everyone's kind of like same page.
We're all on the same. Hey, I may have lost this battle, but we all also lost this battle.
Yeah, this is a group effort.
Right.
You guys could have done something too.
Yeah, but no, we're just gonna let smoke destroy this planet.
That is a good one.
Wait, which one would you? Oh yeah, that's right. You did the Sub-Zero Classic.
I think it's classic Sub-Zero.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Or what about when Scorpion takes me to hell?
That is intense.
Yeah.
And also, he has the thing where he breathes fire at your feet, but then your whole body explodes.
Yeah.
But all your
that...
flesh flies off, but your skeleton's still there. Isn't that Scorpion?
Yes, it is.
Oh God, what's his name? The guy who kicks in the air.
The main character.
No, main character is Johnny Cage.
No, not John. No, it's not Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage is the main character.
The Bruce Lee.
He's not.
The Bruce Lee
yes,
guy.
he's the best character.
No, he's not. Okay, no, he's first of all, he's not the main character in the movie.
He basically is.
No, he's not.
He's the
Liu
main
Kang.
character in.
Liu Kang.
You're thinking of Liu Kang.
Liu Kang is the main character.
He's the main character in Mortal Kombat X, I believe.
Who? Johnny Cage? I haven't played Mortal Kombat X.
Because he's the guy that's like, whoa, what's going on here? Which, by the way, Johnny Cage is one of my favorite characters in all of fiction. Because I just feel like that going through my normal life.
Whoa, what's going on here?
My favorite.
Hang on.
My favorite Johnny Cage moment is in the movie when he's fighting I'm so bad with character names. Who's the guy with 4 arms?
Goro.
He's fighting Goro, and he like breaks his sunglasses, and he's like, "Those were $500 sunglasses."
Yeah, he's just such a douchebag.
And then he kicks him in the balls, and Goro falls off a cliff.
Interesting story about Goro's balls, and then we'll move on.
Oh, yeah, I know this
that's
story.
right.
It's a very
Yeah,
good
It's a
story.
good one. It's a good one.
We Nick and I met a lady at DreamHack who worked on Mortal Kombat, the new one, right?
Yeah.
Or X maybe. Either
Mortal
way.
Kombat, the new one.
Right. It's not the newest one. It's the most updated one. And there was
XL, I guess.
It
X
was
or
X2. It was not. What was it? Maybe not the new. God, I'm behind. Either way,
it's X.
It was
X, but then they've re-released X as XL, so that it would work on the computer.
So Cassie Cage has, much like her father before her, has an ability where she knocks someone's balls.
Yeah.
And there was the discussion when you X-ray mode that attack.
Because you want to see the balls.
Yeah.
Goro's balls. Does he have the 2? Does he have 4? What
2 big ones?
Yeah, right. 2 big ones are the different things. Does he even have balls?
They're cubes.
Yeah.
So this lady worked 4 days on Goro's balls.
Because they have to be destroyed by Cassie Cage.
Yeah. And unfortunately, they went with 2 balls.
2 balls.
Oh, man.
But 4 dicks.
Yeah. Didn't see that coming.
Yeah. So, kind of balances out. But what do you say we folks, on that note, what do we say we give a word to our sponsors?
You guys, okay, here's the thing. You guys can go to the bonus round. I'm staying right here.
All right. Nick, welcome to the bonus round.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. I'm pretty sure Garrett's not going to hold out for too long.
I don't know. We'll see.
I think he's still just trying to think of that time you were wrong.
Hey,
That's when he'll come back. Oh, there he is.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Garrett.
It's me, Garrett.
Hey, Garrett.
I got lonely,
It is lonely back in the
and
podcast.
I realized that I didn't know enough about video games to lead a podcast about video games by myself.
That is fair.
So, is it cool if I read some sponsors with you guys?
Get on in here, buddy.
Come on in here.
All right.
Group hug.
All right. I'm going to start.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly, you would. you would.
Immediately back to form.
The winter holidays. The Honda days are coming up.
Yes.
And you forgot to give your loved ones a gift.
Oh, not again.
And you want to impress her with something good because she probably got you something good.
Probably.
This year, give her the gift of Meta Threads. The coziest, comfiest stuff. And if she's a fan of this podcast, like she probably is.
My girlfriend is.
Most girlfriends are, I would say.
Most girlfriends are, I would say. You can get her a rectified jersey with her name on the back.
Or our name on the back.
Or our name on the back. If you're really into Nick Bills,
Hey,
you can do dollar bills.
I'm not here to judge. I'm just throwing out the options.
So I started out the year ironically as a narcissist, but I feel like I've just got to the point where I actually am. So that sounds like something I could really get behind.
Like Kanye.
Yes. Yeah.
Just yay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just like him.
So go ahead and give Meta Threads a check out. It's worth your while. And
for sure.
the clothes are super, super comfy.
Yeah.
I hate it when I'm wearing clothes and I'm like, oh man, these aren't comfortable.
better.
Yeah.
There's got to be a better way.
There has to be a better way.
Do we have I forget if we have a code for them.
We do not have a code for them.
That's right.
Yeah.
Here. Hey,
Yeah.
you can message me. I got the code.
So you got
Hey.
the code?
I've got the code. I won't say it out loud. I don't want Evan and Nick to hear it, but
It's a secret.
I got you covered.
Even from us.
All right, Nick Bills, what you got?
Can I give you guys more lore? Are you guys sick of the outbreak lore?
If I ever say that I'm sick of the outbreak lore, then shoot me in the face with a crossbow.
Okay.
Because it's not Garrett.
Because it's not me.
Because it's
evil
not Garrett.
doppelganger. It's a mimic.
Okay. This
That
time.
explains the teeth and tongue.
Yeah, weird.
And why I look like a big treasure chest. Yeah.
Is that what it is? I thought it was
That's
glasses.
what it is. Man, there's. Sorry, we'll talk when we get back into the podcast. I'll talk about it. But okay, so here we go. This time we're going to talk about recovery and sleep, you guys.
Okay.
Because I feel like maybe we don't. I can only speak for myself, but I don't sleep enough. So here we go. Refuge, recovery, and sleep formula. Outbreak Refuge is a complete sleep product formulated with post-apocalyptic survivors in mind. Like me, there's going to be another thought experiment. You know there is.
There always is.
It is designed to enhance recovery no matter how drained you feel, combining strong sleep-inducing ingredients that will help you get to sleep and keep you that way until you're rested and recovered. Refuge is the key to staying sharp and alert. It contains cortisol-reducing adaptogens and stress-relieving ingredients that will help you relax after yet another day of brutal survival. Outbreak Nutrition has also packed necessary vitamins and minerals into Refuge, so tomorrow your muscles are ready to fight another day. So, Garrett, you're a super mutant again.
Oh, as always.
And you've decided once again that I look delicious.
I'm like, there's some body parts on you that I'd like to smash in with this cinder block.
Of course.
Let's see if we can make that happen.
And here's the thing. The refuge works out well for you and me. Because maybe I'm alert and rested and recovered, so I successfully get away, or we engage in a battle of wits or wills or what have you.
Right.
Where I have a better chance of coming out on top. But even if I lose...
You put the poison in which glass?
In which glass? But even if I lose, I'm more delicious and nutritious for you.
Right.
Well, there you go.
Right.
So everybody wins.
Yeah, no, that's great. I love it.
Or I put the outbreak sample in which glass, and whoever drinks that one gets the speed and agility to run away from the challenge.
Exactly.
So
there's no way you lose. And so if you would like to always win, Rectify for 15% off. Go to Outbreak Nutrition, buy some stuff. Rectify at checkout, 15% off.
Cool.
All right, someone throw some words at me that I can read.
All right, Garrett.
Do it.
Here's a
Do
piece
it.
of paper.
Throw some words at me. Throw some of the sponsors.
There you go.
Here,
Let
me read that.
Here's some
Let me
words
read
that you
that.
can read. This is the
Let me read those
AJC, the
headlines.
Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
Let me read those headlines.
Yeah, guys, we're introducing mid-commercial break. Seems like just as good a time to introduce a new segment as always, as any time.
Called Garrett reads the papes.
Garrett, read that pape.
Garrett reads the Sunday Funnies.
What's that Beetle Bailey up to now?
He is the peak of just too muchery.
Oh, Garfield, you're so sexy. No, we're not going there.
So much catitude.
No, I'd like to talk to you about Control Freak. Evan, shut the hell up. I'm trying to talk about Control Freak.
Sorry, go on.
What the fuck is wrong with you,
Talk
dude?
about the Control Freak. Talk about those freaks.
We're in the bonus round. You can't... I don't know what you're doing. So, Control Freak. Oh, man. Okay, so there's all these games, right?
Name them.
Portal 2.
Of course.
Is there a game called Wizard Night?
Hang on.
If there's not, there ought to be.
I'm writing that down. Wizard Night.
Play
Now, is
all
that
your
Night with a
favorite
K or with
games.
an N?
Well, you'll just have to find out.
Right.
We
The
really
first
just
one
need to copyright both of them so that when someone makes it, we can sue them.
Oh,
the first
smart.
one's just Wizard Night with no K. The second one is Wizard Night 2, Wizard Night.
Oh, sick.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's no. You know what? That's awesome. Stop talking because all of that is now mine. And if you say anything else, then I'm going to sue you.
Talk about stuff.
So Control Freak.
Yeah.
There's these games.
Okay.
Like Portal and Portal 2 and Wizard Night and Wizard Night 2 Wizard Night. I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret about me. I know that I co-host a podcast about video games.
That's true.
I, however, am not very good at video games. I am notoriously bad at video games. I prefer to watch people play video games, if I can be quite honest with you. But let's say that Evan is holding a gun to my head.
Boom.
Boom.
And well, okay, I'm dead now.
Oh,
Let's go back. Let's go back 5 seconds.
Which you can
Evan's
do.
holding a gun to my head, and he doesn't shoot me
You'll
immediately
notice
this
it's
time.
pantomimed properly this time. I'm not pointing a finger at you.
I like that trigger discipline.
Yeah, thank you.
And he's like, Garrett, you have to beat me in a video game.
Garrett, you gotta do it.
Or else I'll kill you.
And if you die in the game, you die for real.
I die in real life.
Wait, if you die in the game, you die for real?
In
Yes.
this one, you do.
Yeah.
Don't wave that gun at me. Oh, God, it's me too.
Guess what? I had 2 improv guns.
Oh, my God.
And so I'm going to want to have the best edge on the competition that I can have. You know?
Yeah.
If I'm playing with these tiny little dinky like control sticks that aren't going to do what I want, my fingers are slipping, my hands are sweaty, my control... Oh, I dropped my controller because I'm a big dipshit. What do I do? No, that's not going to happen to me, and I'll tell you why. Listen to me. I'm going to tell you why that doesn't happen to me, because I have the best grips. I have the best little nubby things that I can put on my control sticks so I can kick the shit out of Evan's ass in this game.
I do need to get my ass kicked.
What game are we playing? Are we playing...
We're playing Wizard Night 2 Wizard Night.
We're playing Wizard Night 2 Wizard Night. Multiplayer mode.
Yeah, it does have a multiplayer mode.
Control Freak will give you the best grips. The best... I don't know. Do they have like grip tape for you that like
They have, yeah.
like on a
Control Freak has
skateboard?
basically any controller accessory you could possibly want.
Including skins, even just cosmetic ones.
Yeah,
Hell
it's
yeah.
true.
Maybe you just want to look fancier while you're beating somebody.
It's like skateboarding without grip tape. You're just like standing on slick wood, and as soon as you try to pull off a sick grind, you're gonna bust your head open.
Yeah.
So put that grip tape on your controller. Don't put actual grip tape. Go to Control Freak, and you can save 10% at checkout with the code RCG.
Boom, that's us.
Yeah, that's us.
Folks,
How do you like me now?
Let me throw you in a situation that I'm sure you've been in before.
Of course.
Have you ever been waiting for your arch rival?
Oh my gosh, my
man.
rival in both life and sport.
Yeah, both life, sport,
I hate it when
and
I
politics.
have that
Yeah.
guy.
Oh yeah.
Don't you hate that guy? And you're like, you've set up this dastardly scheme for him, and he's gonna, get tied to a chair or a table of some kind.
Of course.
And
Right.
he's gonna have a laser slowly, and
Cut him in half.
Right.
Yeah.
So he shows up,
or vertically rather.
and you're in the dark, and you've got a lamp, and you're planning on pulling the cord lamp,
and then spinning around.
spinning around in your chair.
It's such a good move.
Folks, what happens if you get there and your chair is squeaky?
Oh come on.
You're gonna look like a big dumb.
You're gonna
idiot.
look
happens
like an idiot.
If your chair doesn't spin properly,
yeah.
Maybe you spin too much.
maybe you spin too much.
You
Perhaps.
overshoot it. That's almost as bad.
I'll tell you what.
Or here, maybe even you just don't have a chair.
Maybe you don't
What
have
if
a
you're
chair.
standing there?
What if you fixed all your plan except you realize in the waiting room you forgot the most important part.
The swivel chair.
The swivel
My
chair.
chair.
The chair reveal. It's the most important part. So
Yeah.
you're just standing there like a big
You're
old
just standing
woman.
there holding a cat.
I'm gonna cut this guy in half and not spin it. Come on.
Come
So-
on.
We got a solution for you.
Yeah, tell him.
Audible Gaming Chairs
Tell him, Evan.
offers
Tell
precision
him.
comfort
Tell the
chairs.
people.
I'm telling them, Audible Gaming Chairs. If you need a gaming chair, if you need a chair to spin around your rival, if you just need one for around the house, in the garage, whatever you need, you get this Audible Gaming Chair.
Yeah.
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 So I always think about this, and I'm always too scared to say it.
You do. You do
I
always
do.
think about this.
Oh shit. Oh damn. You know.
I know.
So I have this image in my head of me. I'm in the road. I'm outside.
You're
I'm in the road. I'm sitting in a chair.
Take me
Okay.
in a roller chair.
I'm there.
And then I got my buddy. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's Nick. Maybe it's some other third person. And they're in their car. And there's a rope that's attached to their car. And I'm holding it.
Are you sketching on your
I want
chair?
to sketch down the
Oh, like
road.
Tony Hawk Underground Pro Skater 2.
Exactly. Except I'm not holding on to a pit bull. Not the rapper, like the dog. You know how in Tony Hawk Underground 2 you sketch on a pit bull?
Oh, please, I
You know
remember.
what I'm talking about.
It was also in Thug 1.
Yes. So if I'm in some like bad store brand chair, I'm gonna eat shit right off the bat. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But with
your,
these
your
Audible
teeth are
gaming
going all
chairs,
over the floor.
I've seen it on Jackass.
Yeah. So you know it's real. If I'm in my Audible gaming chair, I cannot confirm or deny this. I might not fall over when
Who
I'm
can
trying
say?
to.
And you'll be so comfortable.
Yeah.
Be so
I don't know.
comfortable.
I don't know how well that's gonna sell these chairs, but at least it's.
I'm
at least
sold.
you know what I think about every time when we do this ad read.
Oh, there you go.
It's a little peek inside the mind of Garrett. My twisted mind.
You know what would be helpful actually in that scenario?
Hit me.
Is if this truck could have stuff mounted on it
Oh, dude!
Sick.
such that we could see you.
Right?
Yeah, that would be pretty sick.
And might I recommend Echo Gear
Now, what if I'm...
in that situation?
He's doing a bit... I see what he's doing there.
It sounds like someone's trying to sell me something.
I'm trying to sell you some Echo Gear stuff.
Yeah, do it.
I'm sorry. I'm
Hey.
trying to encourage you to
You know
consider.
what? You know what?
Yeah.
Sold.
Oh yes.
Wait,
You're-
done.
If you're sketching down the freeway in your Audible gaming chair,
Yeah.
nothing will mount stuff better for you than Echo Gear.
Right.
There you go.
It's just
There it
true.
is. It is.
You're not gonna find any arguments to the contrary because they know they're wrong. Echo Gear. But I think what I like the most about Echo Gear is
Tell me, what's your favorite thing?
there's a lot to like there. Obviously, the mounts are usable by people like me. It took me like 3 days to install a toilet. That was a sad point.
I
Friends of the
remember
show remember. Of course, I was very sad
course.
that day.
Where did you go?
Yes, you don't want to know.
Just pick a corner. Is that how that works?
But you can mount your monitors, however many of them you have. I personally have 3. So
Humble
being
brag.
able to, oh, what? Yeah, 3. Whatever. Not a big deal. I don't know how to say big deal, but as a cash abbrev. So you can mount the stuff. But I actually really like their power supplies. I've been getting a lot of mileage
hell
out of there.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's just a little thing. It sits on your desk, and it has like 3 regular Edison-shaped plugs and then a couple of USB plugs.
My girlfriend
And
needs
it's-
one of those.
Oh my
does
gosh.
she?
Be a good.
Well, I'll tell
be a
you where
good
you can get
Christmas
one.
Present.
Yeah. Might I recommend getting her one from Echo Gear? And when you do it, might I recommend saving money by using 10 Rectify at checkout for 10% off?
I will
Boom.
take that recommendation and I'm gonna run with it.
There you
Yeah.
go, folks.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the bonus round. We
That's
have no
it.
more sponsors.
Yes.
Thanks to our great sponsors.
Oh, hang on, real quick. Can I talk to you guys about Blue Apron?
No,
I'd like to talk.
not on this program.
I'd like to talk about.
We're leaving. We got an interview. Oh, welcome back from the bonus round there. That
I
was
do love the bonus round.
Them's
Oh,
was
so much.
some fun products I love to talk about. We have a special guest on this segment of the show, though. It's the master of disaster, the other 2 rhyming words. It's Rectify Gaming's own WonderBread. What's going on, man?
Not much. Just happy to be here.
Cool. welcome to the program. Let's just get right into it. Sorry, the record player where all my voice comes from just skipped.
A lot of people don't know that he's a phonograph.
It's true.
A classic phonograph through a bell.
And Garrett's just like a soundboard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's get right into it. Smash Ultimate. You are our Smash Ultimate player. What do you think of it so far?
It's really great, man. It plays a lot faster than any of the other games that I've played besides Melee. Mm-hmm. Like, just in terms of technicality, there's a lot more space or like just room for movement to take the front hold of like the meta. So like in Melee, you saw a lot of ability to just move around and really bait your opponent out super hard. Mm-hmm. But with the later iterations, it was a little bit more slower paced, so it was just more basic baiting. But in this one, it's a lot faster, so you get to really just be a couple steps ahead of your opponent and really get rewarded for it. So it's been great.
What when you talk about like movement and how that's opened up, what does that mean in terms for characters who are stronger? Right? Are characters who are faster stronger typically, or is it characters who have more?
No, so the great thing about it is it's a more universal trait now, where there's this technique that we call dash dancing. Mm-hmm. It's been around since Melee. It's where you dash back and forth, and you have access to all of your options. You can jump out of it. You can act out of it. You're not really committing to anything, but it's just there's this conception where it's like, oh, they could commit to something. Mm-hmm. They could try to attack. So it's really just about guessing or just reading when your opponent's going to try and come in and hit you. Real quick, so it's really just like you occupy your own space and you kind of threaten your opponents. And if they commit to something, you can punish them for it, or you can read them and commit to something early on and punish them. And that's something that they introduced a lot harder in this game than Smash 4 or Brawl. And it just makes for a lot faster gameplay. Mm. So the people are constantly doing something. They're constantly moving or putting out a hitbox. And you just have to keep up with that pace now, as opposed to just slower paced like spacing and more just baiting in a slower sense.
I see. So the quicker game... Well, I guess so baiting is probably a big part of every Smash Bros. Entity, but obviously with more movement stuff, you have more chances to mix up what kind of baits you do, right? Am I kind of on base with that?
No, absolutely. Like, not only did they increase the movement speed for everyone and the ability to dash dance, the aerial attacks you can throw out with your normals, or your normal attack, the A button, the landing with an aerial used to be a little bit unsafe because the option of shield beats out attack in a general sense. It's kind of an RPS meta. And shield was really powerful in Smash 4. You could run up and shield, and you would be put in advantage because your opponent would either have to call out the fact that you're shielding and grab you, the other component of that RPS, or they would try to attack your shield and you can punish them for it. But now, aerials are a lot faster, so if you hit a shield, you are now an advantage as opposed to getting punished like you would in Smash 4. So you can mix up your opponent by saying, here's the hitbox on your shield. Now what am I going to do next? You have to guess what I'm going to do instead of the other way around.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And now the shielding player has to try a perfect parry.
Aggression is a lot more rewarded in this game, which is a big deal.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. With all these small changes, like the stuff we've already talked about, and like that the short hop attack being mapped to just 2 buttons, how do you think the meta is going to look different than something like Melee, right? Because Melee, obviously favored Fox or Yoshi at some point.
There's definitely a set
Captain
top
Falcon.
tier in Melee,
right.
And I don't think that's something we'll see in Smash Ultimate for quite a while. Like, there are definitely characters that are seeming to be more well-rounded or just have exceedingly good options from the get-go. And that's fine because it's early game meta and there are going to be characters that are going to thrive.
Right, of course. But, people that need to be figured out again. We see that in any game where it's like, oh, this thing seems really overpowered, but actually it has some really natural counters that we just hadn't found yet.
Yeah, so like the difference between this game and Melee is that Melee was really oriented on like if you break neutral, you can kill someone off of it. So like if you just hit someone once, a lot of characters have the ability to just kill you off of that one hit. Mm-hmm. You won't see that as much in Smash Ultimate. You're going to need to hit them a couple more times. People were freaking out early on, like, oh, this game doesn't have combos. It's all about neutral. And it's just kind of a different set of combos. It's not that you get a hit and you can kill someone off of it super hard, but because of the changes to the defensive mechanics in the game compared to that of Smash 4's, if you get hit and you make a bad decision and you get called out for that bad decision, you're going to die way earlier than normal. That's something that I think Melee players are used to, but not in the same way, because you're not getting true comboed. It's not like you don't have options. It's just that all of your options are mostly bad. So you have to commit to one bad option, and if your opponent gets the right guess on that bad option, you're going to die.
Wow.
So it's really interesting.
Yeah, speaking of bad defensive options, but also potentially high risk, high reward options, what's your take on the perfect shield or the shield parry, where you have to let go of your shield? There's like a 5-frame
really
window.
Interesting. I think we're still trying to flesh out its place in the meta. Early on, it does seem like there are some weaknesses in the mechanic, in that if you put out a multi-hit attack, like an aerial that has multiple hitboxes, and you try to parry one of the early hitboxes, you might still get hit by the later hitboxes because it's still active.
Right.
Yeah.
But if it's like a one and done attack, like they swing a sword at you and you block it, you can get a pretty decent punish. We don't really know how to punish with it yet. I think people are really still trying to flesh that out in a big way, and I think it has a lot of room to grow. But I think the changes comparing this to the old power shielding mechanic, it makes approaching with shield a lot weaker, which is a good thing, because in Smash 4 or even in Melee, you can run up and power shield someone's attack the second they initiate it. As the second you put up your block, you're getting rewarded for it, and so in essence, you're getting rewarded for taking a defensive option, which isn't really good. So the changes made it more similar to that of a normal fighter, which is a good thing, because normal fighters reward you for putting pressure on your opponent. And that's what this game is trying to take after, I feel.
Yeah,
in its own Smash way.
I definitely feel that this game has a lot more influence from, more classic fighters, especially, lately with the trend of the hyper specials. We see that in obviously Marvel vs. Capcom way back. Street Fighter 5. Yep. How do you feel competitively?
The X-ray moves.
Yeah, right.
What would Captain Falcon's X-ray move be? Where he just hits you with a car or something like that?
He just tickles you with his show me your moves. How do you feel about the final smashes potentially being worked into competitive play? Do you think that'll ever happen?
So I don't think that will happen, only because we already understand a lot of the final smashes and how they work, even if we never really use them in competitive play. We got a good grasp of them through our casual play, because a lot of us play the game for fun too. It's a good time.
Oh, of course.
It's a good party game. But there are certain final smashes that are just way better than others, and they're also equipped onto characters that are already proven to be way better than other characters outside of the final smash. So I can give out, for an example, if you take Bayonetta from Smash 4.
Oh, man.
And that's already kind of an iffy thing, right?
Yeah, right.
And you give her final smash, she breaks the game. She literally breaks the game. She can 0-to-death you at any point, and all it takes is you getting hit once. And that's not really fun. I don't think anyone would have fun with that.
Especially since it seems like you're, with Smash Ultimate's trying to move away from that kind of thing.
Exactly. Or even a good character, a character that's always been there since Melee. It's always been good. Marth has a one-hit KO off of his final smash. And even with the metered final smash, which is more akin to your standard fighters, where you build it up for getting hits in, you also get it for getting hit. And the neutered version, the weaker version of Marth's final smash, will kill you at 20% instead of 0.
Oh, wow.
So it's oh, wow, I'm comboing my opponent. Oh, he got his final smash. It has invincibility on startup. He killed me for hitting him. That's not really something we want to reward.
Right.
And that's already something that's been a big problem with the community. If you look at Smash 4, there was a mechanic called Rage, which was the built-in comeback mechanic. And it was built in, or it was designed so that the more you get hit, the more your attacks deal out. So it's not like getting oppressed too hard sets you back too far.
Right.
They really didn't want to make it so that people will just lose for getting hit over and over and over. They wanted to give out a fighting chance, but
right, which the
problem was they made it too strong.
Is good, I see.
They really just there's a good balance to be found, and I think they're trying to explore that now, because Rage is still in the game, but it's much less relevant.
I didn't even know
about it. But in Smash 4, you could take a character like Zero Suit Samus, And I literally saw this in a top-level competitive match. Nairo versus Mr. R at one of the many sets that they had. He grabbed Mr. R at 15% and down threw him once, and then up-aired him, and up-aired him, and up-beat him, and he died at 15%.
Oh, okay. Crap. Wow.
That'll do
that
it,
was because that was both a combination of rage and also bad design in the linking hitbox of certain moves. Mm-hmm. But that shouldn't be possible. We don't want that to be possible.
Right.
And so, like, that's already a problem in of itself that we have to deal with. But if you throw that in and you couple it with the final smash, that's a scary thought, really.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, because he gets the sweet spaceship one.
Yeah.
It's just like there's so many, like, they're so cool, and we love the design and the effort that went into them, and they're a lot of fun to play with. But in a 1v1 competitive setting where money's on the line and people are trying to really make a living off of this, it just throws in a level of. It just throws in a factor that can't really be controlled.
Right, you're ripping out balance, right? Mm-hmm. And you're throwing the whole thing off again.
We're really trying to avoid that.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense to me. You guys mentioned you play plenty of casual stuff. Is there a way that pro Smash players play casually that us heathens wouldn't get? Like, is there a game mode that you guys are like, we got to keep this secret from those casuals?
No, I highly doubt it. The only thing I can think of is. It's not even like a secret. It's just something my friend introduced to me about my partner, my doubles partner, Rio. He really likes this certain item called the timer, where if you grab it, it has a good chance to slow down your opponent.
Oh, no.
Almost exactly like Bayonetta's Witch Time.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference is they can spawn randomly, and anyone can grab it. So it's a pretty fair game. It's not balanced at all, but it makes for really goofy stuff because you'll be stuck in it for like 10 seconds, and not only can you get slowed down, but if he grabs another one while you're slowed down, it stacks. So you're stuck for even longer. And so we'll play Captain Falcon Dittos with timers on, and whoever gets the first timer usually takes the first stock. We'll do like 5 stocks, and you could just do some goofy combos with it because your opponent's stuck in slow-mo forever. So it's like, I'm going to freaking knee you 5 times, which is like one of the strongest moves in the game.
Right.
And I'm going to Falcon punch you.
Oh, my God.
And you can't do anything about it.
Because you never hit the ground. You still haven't hit the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hilarious. But no, I don't think like there's a specific thing. I think everyone just has their own version of casual Smash.
Yeah.
And I think the really fun thing about that is depending on how you customize your settings, it can make for completely different gameplay. And that's really the beauty of the party essence that comes with the game. Like, it can just be played so many different ways that it just has this replay factor that just can't be lost.
Oh, yeah, and that's why I think World of Light in particular is, like, kind of enthralling, is because it's like, hey, let's open up the toy box. Let's just get crazy with it.
Yeah.
No, it's really cool.
Speaking of goofy things, obviously you train this game by playing against other high tier players, of course. Do you have any sort of like weird training thing that you do? Like I saw on Twitter, people were practicing the perfect parry by just like tossing a Koopa shell out and just trying to perfect parry against that. Do you have anything like that you try to do that you were willing to share?
So I actually don't own the game yet, which is
what?
really weird. Because I own a copy of the game because I won it as a result of doing well in a league of sorts that we had at the tail end of Smash 4 here in Gainesville. But I don't own a Switch. So I don't have a practice session yet or a way to practice by myself.
What?
But I do know that if I'm really trying to improve, and this is something that anyone can take from, you can play anybody and improve. I think that's a fact of life with anything. And with Smash, you can really just take your opponent and use them as a way to just lift you up, because so many people have so many different ways of looking at the game and playing the game. And as a result, you just get so many conflicting signs and information, which can be really cluttering and confusing. But if you like really just focus on one aspect of your gameplay at a time, and you just try to expand upon it and get so many different ways of harnessing that aspect of your gameplay, you can really become a really well fleshed out player, a really well-rounded player. And the way to achieve this is by playing a bunch of different people from all around the world. And that's what's great about online. Asking questions is really, really important. Not just like is this move good, or why did this move beat that move? But really more so about like understanding what your opponent is doing,
like the
or
theory?
what your opponent is trying to do.
Gotcha. Well, be dangerous about giving that tip, because I will be hitting you up for questions constantly.
Absolutely, man. You know I'm here.
Speaking of that, I was looking into it a little bit, because I'm going to go ahead and be totally upfront and honest about this. I am not good at Smash Brothers.
Same.
I am okay. I like to think that if I went to a tournament, I would not get last.
Which I cannot make such promises.
Yeah,
I may
same.
come in dead last. But I was surprised to hear Zero commenting that Inkling might be the best character in the game. Do you have any thoughts on that? And if so, what are those thoughts? One of the things I actually brought up was the dash dance. Is that when you dash dance, you're invincible?
I'm pretty blessed to have 2 really good Inkling players here in Florida. One of which lives right here in Gainesville. My old mentor, Solrith, he used to play Little Mac in Smash 4. He was like Little Mac for years before I showed up, before others showed up. Like he was the main of that character. He was the face of that character, and now he's looking to try out something new. He's playing a top tier.
I was gonna say you're Little Mac. Are you gonna stick with Little Mac, or are you gonna branch out? Because you played Little Mac and Lucina, I want to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Lucina's a lot better in this game, which is crazy because she was already top tier.
I was gonna say she was pretty good in Smash 4, if memory serves.
I think she's the best character in the game personally, but I'm using her 100%, and I'm going to use Mac in the hopes that I can find more with the character than what other people seem to be thinking about him, and with the expectation that he'll be buffed. Yeah, I think the character's lacking in a lot of ways. Yeah, even compared to his Smash 4 counterpart, I think he's even worse.
I don't play obviously as competitively as you do, but even I've noticed that he's like maybe not as fast or as strong. Like he doesn't.
His
quite
recovery
have that.
seems really bad.
His recovery's awful. He's weaker. He does not kill as easily as he does,
That's what I thought.
as he did.
Yeah.
He does not have kill confirms. So even if you land a move like a combo starter or what used to be a combo starter, that no longer gives you that reward. So breaking neutral and winning neutral and outplaying your opponent only sets up for the fact that you're not in disadvantage. You're not putting advantage too often with the character, which I think is a problem. Gotcha. But before I get sidetracked too hard, right. I do think Inkling is a top tier. I think that the character is not really lacking in too many areas. I think the character can struggle to kill, but she has ways around that. Like she has a kill confirm off of a throw. Up throw up air. They call it the booyah already, which is ridiculous.
Man, it's got a name already.
That is appropriate.
Yeah. But it's really good. Depending on which character you're playing against, it can have really good thresholds for how long it'll be true. And also their side special, the roller, if you get hit by it on the ground, it'll bury you into the ground, and you're stuck there for quite a while. Definitely the longest of any of the bury moves in the game.
Really?
And so that sets up for free smash attacks, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
So the character has options. The character has possibly the best recovery in the game, one of the best dash dances in the game, really safe aerials, really good combos off of throws and stray hits, and projectiles. So like character kind of has it all. It's really cool to see. I think it's a little disheartening for me specifically because I look at Inkling and I look at their grounded movement and how good it is. And then I look at Little Mac and his grounded gameplay and how not good it is. And it's like, why does Nintendo consistently give so much more to their newcomers and in turn shaft over their veterans? It's really disheartening to see because there's a good trend there. You look at Inkling, definite top tier. You look at Chrom, probable top tier, really good character.
Yeah.
I love Chrom so much.
And even going back to Smash 4, or even Brawl, like
look at
Cloud, Bayonetta, Corrin, Meta Knight was a newcomer in Brawl. He was the best character by far.
He was insane.
It's like they're consistently introducing characters into the series and not balancing them well, or at least they are not giving enough to the returning veterans to compensate for these new characters. So
yeah, actually,
it's unfortunate to see, but
now that you're talking about it, I think the only returning veteran character that Zero mentioned being in the sort of the S tier, potentially going to be adjusted to be worse, was Pikachu. And maybe... Yeah, he said Pikachu.
And the crazy thing is Pikachu's never been bad. Pikachu has never, ever been bad.
Wasn't he insane even in the 64 one? He was like the S tier, right?
He was you come with the king, you better not miss. Yeah. King Pikachu.
He was top 2. He was like high tier in Melee. I think he was high tier in Brawl.
He was, if memory
or
serves.
at least he had really good representatives. He was top tier or high tier in Smash 4. It was never really too well decided. And he's probably going to be a top tier in this game.
Gotcha.
You look at that, and you look at Mars, characters that have always been good. It's like, how hard can it really be with this much data to go off of to make characters not be terrible?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't think any of us have ever tried to balance a fighting game or anything. But,
no, of course.
But just with the amount of effort and time that went into this game, it doesn't seem to be insane to recognize, like, oh, Little Mac should probably be a little stronger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I digress.
Sure.
So last question, last Smash related question. If you had a couple of tips just to throw out there for some casual players,
like me,
like
not
Nick,
naming names, but like me.
Yeah, right. If we were to, total anonymous,
anonymous help for Nick.
What are some things you see newer players, whether they are casual players trying to get better, or even I'll say like low professional players? What are some mistakes you see those players making that they could fix?
I think people care way too much about results. I think that is a very, very strong trend amongst younger players and newer players. I, even myself, heavily suffered from this poisonous aspect of competition. Results really don't matter unless money, like real money, is on the line. That's the way I look at it.
Right.
And that's not really the case for most players in the world. Like, there is a very small subset of players that are actually competing for real money. And if you're not in that threshold, if you're not even tipping or knocking on the door of that threshold, you don't need to worry about results. All you need to care about really is improving your gameplay. Gameplay is so much more important because whether you beat someone or lose to them, you always have more to learn and you always have more to improve on. There is no single perfect player in this world. Even the top players aren't even close because they're all lacking in some way. And they're all just pushing each other to get to that level. While also not losing sight of that gameplay, they also compete for results. So if they can do it while competing for really high stakes, what's stopping you, honestly, from doing it when you don't have much on the line?
Very true.
Like,
that was wise as shit,
Hell yeah.
might I say.
And like you said, playing the game for fun.
questions.
That'll definitely help people play for fun as well, I would assume. Or,
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah, if you're worried about winning while you're playing for fun, like, I can't remember.
No, and that even happens in my very friend group. The people I see all the time, I see them getting fiercely competitive in like 7-man free-for-alls, and they're like, "Oh, that was good, right?" Because they know I play competitively, and they know I know what is good and what isn't good.
Right.
They'll be like, they'll do one good thing on me in a chaotic situation. They're like, "Yo, that was really good, right?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, it was," but like, you're still worrying about the results. Like,
yeah,
they'll do that one thing, but if they lose
meta?
the game, they'll be like, "Oh, I suck." It's like, come on now.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that is good advice, folks. Quit caring, get better. Now we have one last segment that we like to close out the show with. We'd like to invite you to be a part of it, of course. It's what are you playing this week?
Where the video games?
And WonderBread, without a Switch and Smash Brothers, what are you playing this week?
I'm playing a lot of Fortnite. That game's just really fun. It's really, I think, I want to comment on this. It's really good that game has good cross-platform play, so that I can play with all of my friends, no matter what system they're on. I think that's really something that people fail to appreciate too often. I've been playing a lot of Warframe recently, like in this week.
Yeah,
and the game's amazing.
Oh,
game is amazing.
I was gonna say you should play with us, but you didn't have a Switch.
I know. I'm playing on the PS4, and it's been a blast. And I'm also playing Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
So good. You can't mess with the classics. You really can't. Cool.
Yeah, so those are rounding out on top of practicing Ultimate when I get the chance to play it and stuff.
Cool. Nick, what are you playing?
I actually, so at the behest of our good friend Papalazzi.
Yes.
He bade me to download Age of Empires 2 HD.
Oh, man.
And so he staged out of my apartment this morning because he had a meeting in Macon or something. And so he taught me how to play Age of Empires HD this morning.
Wow.
And man, does that game not play like StarCraft? all my RTS history and experience and training helped me with certain aspects, like I need more dudes to get more stuff.
Right.
The sort of real fundamental.
Dudes.
You need dudes for stuff. That's just fundamental RTS.
We can all agree with that.
Yeah.
But man, when it came to like skirmishing, I was trying to treat my archers like they were Marines because I play Terran in StarCraft.
Of course.
And those bastards would just die all the time. And I was like, why can't I run away?
Lazy.
Yeah, and they were
So
like, well,
lazy.
because we're slower than horses. And I was like, okay, you're making a lot of sense, archers. At least you would if you were still alive. But they're all dead now. And I lost, obviously, so I lost my first game. But he was like, you know what? I got to go to a meeting and you have other stuff to do. But, you know, when we have some free time, we can fire up a 2v2 versus the computer and I can help you make your dudes into stuff and then progress from there.
That's such a bad, that's the bless your heart. Hey, maybe we can play against the computer.
We'll play against the computer. But you know what? I'm not going to be results oriented because that's a poisonous mindset.
Amen. Hey.
There you go.
Big facts.
How about you, Gumbo Daddy?
Oh man, that's me, I guess. That's me now. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really played a whole lot this past week. I played Smash Ultimate once. It was fun. I was really bad at it, and I don't know. It was fun. It was. I went over to my buddy's house.
What are your thoughts on how to get better at Smash Ultimate?
Oh, just come over and kick my ass all day. You're sure to get better at some point. Now, I really enjoyed playing as Isabelle.
Oh, she's fun.
She was a lot. Her fishing rod is just super fun.
Is WonderBread, is that fishing rod as strong as it seems? Because the fishing rod is really fun.
So it's really relevant in that the distance is kind of crazy. So you can actually plot or plant that little Lloyd rocket in the ground in front of you if you have your opponent off stage, and then you throw out your fishing rod, and you're kind of safe. Like, they can't really do much because if they approach, they get grabbed.
Right.
But if they don't, they might also get grabbed. Like, it loses the shield, which is good. I think it'd be crazy if it didn't lose the shield.
Yeah.
But it's still really good for traps. Like, it sets up very well.
Yeah, that's wild. As for me, I've also been just going to town on Smash Ultimate. My girlfriend is really, really into it. She's not good yet, but she's determined to be good at Mewtwo, and she also is determined to get good at the game. So when Piranha Plant comes out, she'll make him proud. Those are her.
So that's the ambition of a lot of players. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! And the Persona 5 protagonist.
Oh my God.
Joker.
I want to be Joker so bad.
Okay, WonderBread, before you go, any wild prediction for DLC?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, who's off the table, right?
I think Sora is still. I think he's happening. I think Sora from Kingdom Hearts is getting into this game.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I really
Sick.
do.
Well, they have to announce Kingdom Hearts 3 for the Switch, I think. Which, who knows?
Yeah, they do. But I think it's happening. I think it's coming.
Cool.
Oh, that'd be
All
so
right, well,
cool.
you heard it here. I don't want to say first, because if you're listening to this, you probably read it on Twitter a bunch of times. But anyway.
The only thing we know for sure is not Waluigi. Definitely not.
Probably not.
All right. Well, WonderBread, thanks for being on the show, man. We'd love to have you on
Thanks for
again
having me,
sometime.
guys. This was a great time.
Hell yeah.
Of course. Yeah, and this has been Get Wrecked.
Thanks everybody for listening, and remember, wreck or get wrecked.